Hello, hello. Are we all worth it? Yes. I want to hear you say it. I am worth it. Yes. I think, though, you can say it a bit louder. My daughters are there going, Mum, what are you doing? I am worth it. Yes. Yes. Now that gives me goosebumps. Who has goosebumps tonight? I know I do. There is something really sensational about that term, I am worth it, to stand in your power. So what I would love to do tonight in Talk Your Worth is share with you some moments of time from my life, some moments when I struggled with my sense of self-worth, and then the lessons that I've learnt along the way so that I can stand here tonight at the age of 54, which I've got to say, I love getting older. I just love it. Getting older rocks because you finally feel comfortable in your skin. And there's something really empowering about that. I can see some of you nodding and saying yes. Because what's happened as I've gotten older is that I've realised that I'm not perfect, but I'm enough. And all of us are enough, just the way we are. One of the first moments that I'd like to share with you when I struggled with my sense of self-worth was when I was a young woman in the media. And I made the mistake of listening to people who criticised my short hair. They criticised my weight. They criticised the fact that at that stage I didn't have children. And they also said I laughed too much. I laughed a lot. And that I snorted when I laugh. Something I'm quite proud of now. However, at the time, someone told me to stop laughing. And the mistake I made was that I listened to that. And what I realised when I stopped laughing was that I was diminishing myself. I was diminishing my sense of self-worth. I felt smaller and I didn't feel good enough. But now what I do, and it's taken time because things do take time in our lives, don't they, is I laugh long and loud. And I will never ever listen to someone who tells me to change the essence, the magic of who I am. And I think for all of us, we need to tap into who am I? What is my magic? What is it that makes me me? So never ever listen when someone says to you, you're not enough or you're too much. No, you are you. And embrace that beautiful magic that is inside of you. Never ever let anyone take that power away from you. Now, how many of you feel you have to be perfect? I know I have over time. And what happened to me was part of my pressure that I put on myself to be perfect crystallized when I had postnatal depression. And there's a picture there of my darling husband, myself and my beautiful Allegra, who's now 18. And you'd look at that picture and think, look at that happy family. On the outside, it looked like we had it all. And I felt on the outside like I did have it all. I had to be perfect for everyone around me. Finally, I had this beautiful, healthy girl that I'd longed to have for such a long time. But on the inside, I felt such despair. I thought, how can I feel this way when my dreams have come true, when I have my wish upon a star? And the thing was, I had postnatal depression. But I felt like a failure. And one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life is ask for help. And it's one of the bravest things that you can ever do. So what I did was that I realised I needed help. So I asked for help. I realised that I was worthy of asking for help. So what I discovered by asking for help, and just quietly, I love my antidepressants. I mean, I share that. Obviously, it's something that, people can decide what they would like to do. But why I'm open about it is I'm a passionate advocate for mental health awareness. And you may look at me and think, oh, look, she's got it all together. But there are times in my life when I still don't have it all together. But what I do have together is that I know I am worthy of asking for help. And I think for all of us, that is such an important thing to do. What I'm incredibly passionate about is giving my daughters a sense of realising their self-worth, helping them. And I'm incredibly proud of the beautiful young women that they are. But there are times, of course, where you think, how can I be the best mum that I can possibly be? I now realise that I'm enough. I'm a good enough mum. We don't have to be perfect. And in terms of how can I help my daughters realise their self-worth, I don't think it's ever just one conversation. And I'm sure for many of you, there are times in your life where the things that really matter, it's not just about sitting down and let's talk about this. It's a lifetime of conversation and connection. And that connection is something that I feel so strongly about. And there are times, of course, where my daughters are teenagers now, where they will roll their eyes because I'll think, oh, this is a really good learning moment. Let's talk about this. And they're like, Mum, we just wanted you to pick us up from our friend's house. You might have us trapped in the car, but that doesn't mean that we have to have a deep and meaningful right this second. So it is that, I think, series of conversations that are so very important that we keep having with those that are closest to us. And I'd like to share with you a moment when I think about when I'm so proud of my girls, where I can think they feel worth it, that they are standing in their power. Look at us there, we're having so much fun. And there's our darling little doggy Daphne there as well. And this particular moment that I would love to share with you is when Allegra did her first runway for Australian Fashion Week. And I'm a huge believer in helping those that we love, helping their dreams come true. And for me, it was such a proud moment because there was my beautiful daughter facing her fear and her nerves. And then as she turned the corner to walk down the catwalk, she put her shoulders back. I was sitting in the second row, tears rolling down my eyes. And what was so incredibly profound and special about that moment for me was that I could see my darling daughter standing in her power, having that moment. And often I think for all of us, that's what can happen in life, that it doesn't always continue to keep going up and up and up and being wonderful, but we have these moments of power, these moments of, yes, I am worth it. And that is so incredibly powerful. And I was immensely proud of my darling daughter. Now, Giselle, I know you're there going, well, what about me, Mum? She's nodding. Giselle is 15. And what I find incredibly extraordinary about you, my darling, is that you teach me. And I think sometimes we forget with young people that we like to sort of talk at them. But I've discovered it's best for me to sit and listen. And Giselle teaches me about the world, about what is happening in the world, how we can make a difference. She's my eco-warrior, entrepreneur, and she's never backward in coming forward. She has already found her voice, and I'm incredibly proud of her too. My darling girl. Oh, thanks, my sweetie pea. But are we ever really there yet? I think here I am Ubering. That's a mum who Ubers their children, for those of you who aren't quite Ubers yet. And so here I am Ubering. And the point with worth is it can ebb and flow, as we've heard tonight, through our lives. We're never really there yet. There can be moments where you think, oh, I'm not feeling so great. But then there are other moments where you think, yes, this is what it's about. I mean, when I'm doing my Ubering, I'm thinking, well, I don't know. But the point being, what for me is so important is I have a sense in life of wanting to chase joy. Because I'm worth it. We're all worth it. We're all worth those moments of joy in our lives. We can get busy. We can feel like we have to look after everyone else. And I know for many women, and I do too, we feel like we're responsible for everyone else's happiness. And we can lose our dreams and desires and our sense of what is it that I want in here. And so for me, how do I find that? Is that I think, well, what will bring me joy? And what brings me joy is my beautiful friends. I love to laugh with them. There's my darling niecey, Denise Drysdale, who's one of my besties. And we love a costume. We do love to dress up. I'm not sure if many of you know what we might be here, but I'll give you a hint. We are dressed as a podcast. So I'm the pea in the pod suit there. I'm the pod, and Nisi is the cast. And we thought that was hilarious, and it brought me a lot of joy. Another thing that brings me joy, I am a crazy cat lady, there's some crazy cat ladies here too. This is good. You know what brings me joy? I do cross stitch. I did that cross stitch. I'm really proud of that. And I'd like to do the cross stitch while I'm watching Drive to Survive. And I have, one of those, you know those magnifying lights that you look over? And often my darling husband, Petey, will come home. He calls me Pussycat. He'll go, oh, Pussycat. I think, do I need to take you to the nursing home? And I'm saying, no. You know, another thing that brings me joy? Chiquito bars in bed. The OG of the chocolate bar. It brings me joy. I hide the chocolate from everyone else and I read my Kindle in bed at night. And why I'm sharing this silliness with you is it's the small things that bring us joy. And all of us need to go for those moments. It's not about the big life-changing career decisions necessarily or trips. It's what is it that I can do every day that brings me joy? What are those moments? For me, it also means dawdling with my darling dog, Daphne. Here we are in matching outfits. So what I really hope all of you can take away from this incredibly special night is to realize you are worthy of joy. You are worthy of asking for help. You are worthy of standing in your power and never, ever letting anyone diminish your light or the magic that is inside each and every one of you. And I want to set you all a challenge tonight. When you get home from this sensational evening and party, I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to say, I am worth it. There is something so empowering about saying that out loud. Who is going to do that when they get home? Yeah. Yes. Giselle. You're going to put your hand up, please. Thank you. You are all worth it. Thank you so very much.